Hello, good evening. My name is Musa Ridwan. I'm joining from Nigeria. I'm the National President of Ghana Student Club Nigeria.
Welcome, Musa.
Hello, this is Boaz from Goma, DR Congo.
Welcome, Boaz. How's the weather at your end?
Yeah, it's perfect for now. Nothing to complain.
Awesome. Great. Okay. So we are happy to have you here at our bi-weekly Catalyst African Town Hall. And today we can't wait to have our special guest to tell us about the future of blockchain in Africa. So if you are here today, it's the first time, this is the Catalyst African Town Hall. It's a bi-weekly town hall meeting that we have discussing everything blockchain in Africa. And our focus is normally around Cardano. So if you ask what is the African Town Hall, our mission is to foster education, create awareness, and promote the adoption of blockchain technology across the Africa continent and beyond. And we do this by hosting inclusive town halls, having physical meetup events, and collaborative initiatives. And we also have educational programs which is centered around blockchain technology. And we strive to build a vibrant tech community as well that is going to drive innovation and economic growth and positive societal impact in Africa. So this is our mission, and you are welcome to join us to promote this mission of the Catalyst African Town Hall. We have an item that we usually recite, and we'll give the platform to Boaz to recite our anthem for us. He will do that both in English and in French. Boaz, over to you.
Yeah, hello, welcome. Welcome to Cat, from the mountains of Kilimanjaro to the soothing sounds of the Nile, across the expanse of the savannah, the depths and breadth that surrounds Mother Africa. We say Karibu, Akwaba, Kaabu, Bienvenue. Welcome to another exciting Catalyst African Town Hall. Our ship is ready to sail through. Sit tight and get ready for a breathtaking experience as we show you around the world of blockchain and other exponential technology in Africa. For French community, pour les francophones, des montagnes de Kilimanjaro au son apaisant du Nil, en passant par l'étendue de la savane, la profondeur et l'étendue qui entourent la mer Afrique, nous disons Caribou, Aquaba, Kaabo, bienvenue, welcome dans une autre mairie africaine passionnante des catalystes. Notre navire est prêt à naviguer, à rester assis et à se préparer à vivre une expérience appelée souffle, alors que nous vous faisons découvrir le monde de la blockchain et d'autres technologies exponentielles en Afrique. Next slide, please. But hey, our ship is not that expensive. It may break, it may disconnect sometimes, it may waver, but one thing is certain, it will take us to our destination. It promises to be an exciting town hall. Let's do things together. Je retourne pour les francophones. Mais bon, notre navire n'est pas si cher. Il peut casser, il peut se déconnecter parfois, il peut lâcher, mais une chose est sûre, il nous amènera à destination. Cela promet d'être une assemblée publique passionnante. Faisons-les assembler. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Boaz, for taking us through our anthem. The Catalan African Town Hall, usually we host it in 4 different languages. That's how we started it: English, French, Swahili, and Hausa, and Arabic, sorry. But for some time now, we are operating in only French and English, whilst we keep gathering and strengthening our Swahili and Arabic community across the African continent. So thank you very much. Things may break, but one thing for sure is that we take you to our destination. So today's agenda is the future of blockchain in Africa with Darlington of Lido Nation. Darlington, what's up?
Hello. Hey,
Hello. Who is
Kudano,
Darlington?
Africa, the internet. What's that?
Who is Darlington?
Who is Darlington? Well, as you just mentioned on the slide, I'm one of the co-founder or co-dreamer, as we like to say, over at Lido Nation. I'm also a husband. I've got 3 kids. What else? And I've been doing software engineering professionally for about 15 years. I dance a lot also. Lots of dancing.
So usually at the end of our meeting, we play music, African music. So you're at the right place. So Darlington, over to you to take us through the future of blockchain in Africa.
Very nice. Let's see. Share my screen. Ba, 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 ba. Would you enable screen sharing?
Yes, I just make you a co-host.
Okay. Asante. Uh-huh. Hello. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Neat. Well, we've already covered some of this stuff. Hello, everyone. I saw some familiar faces people I've met on Zoom calls at conferences here and there. Not too many in persons though. So I hope I get to see more people in person this year. I know sometimes the visa and the Benjamins can be a little challenging to travel. But hey, it's the bull market, right? So hopefully we'll see. We'll get to shake more hands. Yeah, so we've sort of gone over who I am. Oh, there's my co-founder, Stephanie, that started Lido Nation. There's my daughter and my lovely wife and baby, and another one's on the way. And that's me when what is this? I don't know what this is. I opened my phone today and the Google Photo AI generated this thing. And I thought it was cool. I don't even know what photo they used to do this. I did not ask for this, so I didn't ask for it. I got it. You didn't ask for it. Now you're getting it too.
It seems like Darlington is living the metaverse.
Exactly. What am I doing here? Right. So as you mentioned, I was invited to speak on the future potential of blockchain, especially on the continent. And I was thinking, I don't do a lot of talks. Usually I do a lot of mentoring sessions. So I was going through, making some slides, thinking about, oh, what should I say? And I usually try to go to professional networking events, conferences, about 2 to 3 a year before crypto. Now with crypto, it's more than that. And I was looking through some of the talks I've sat through and trying to think which ones really inspired me and which one play the biggest impact in where I am today. To try to maybe steal some things from there, or maybe reference some of those stuff as success story. But as I was thinking, you know, the talks that had the most impact on me were not ones that were forecasting the future, per se. They were ones that were talking about something that was available today that I could go try either today or the next week. You know, I mean, I'm talking about, you may not know some of this stuff on the screen if you're not a developer, but things like web workers, when I heard that, I was like, ooh, this is mind blowing. I have to try this today. Something called Laravel, Kubernetes. Kubernetes, after I took a week to check it out, it helped me go from managing 60 plus different servers down to just 5, but still having all the separation and benefits, as if to say I still had 60 servers. It's like this magical thing. It's like 5 but 60, but 5 but 60. And then of course blockchain, definitely I had to go out the next day and set up a Bitcoin node and start learning about what blockchain was. You know, so yeah. Oh, and also on the non-technical side, one, I don't remember if it was a professional speech or a counseling session or a comedy skit, but I just know the line of what I took away from that conversation was, when you get married and you and your partner quarrel, just ask yourself one question before you proceed with the fighting. Do you want to be correct, or do you want to be happy? And that was something, you know, that just, it gave me something to do that same week or that same day, or why not? Yeah, so I thought, instead of talking about, you know, what the future might be or what it means for Africa, maybe I'll share a little about what I've been doing in the blockchain environment, and what direction I'm heading. And then I'm hoping by the end of our 10, 15 minutes or so, you'll be inspired to go do something today or tomorrow or next week. And then when the future comes, we can all look back, you know, yeah, and because the future, who can really tell the future, right? But I digress. So, oh, before we get to that slide, I'm gonna bring down the slide and just talk to you and just look at your lovely faces. Because it's nothing technical or anything like that to see. So, like I mentioned earlier, I'm with Lido Nation. When I learned about blockchain, however many years ago, I was still very fresh in my understanding of technology and software engineering. I think I was maybe a year or two out of college. And so it took a long time to really understand blockchain technology, because I was also trying to understand software and all of the other things that makes up the umbrella of blockchain technology. It took me a long time. And also, there was not a whole lot of things I could do to sort of gain experiential knowledge with blockchain. So I kind of took a long break from blockchain and just went back to working on my career and working on my technical skills, my professional skills. But I did set a calendar event that will remind me twice a year to check on Cardano and what was the other thing? Cardano. Hey, there was Cardano and something else that doesn't exist anymore. to tell you, so you know how this industry is. And it wasn't until 2019 that when I got that reminder around Christmas time, I wasn't working that whole week, that I learned that you can actually do something on Cardano now. If you are not familiar with this history, this is when Cardano introduced stake pools. Was it 2019 or 2018? Now I forget. They introduced stake pools and the ability for you to, if you hold ADA, to delegate to those stake pools. So immediately I did all of the things you could do. So I delegated my ADA and then started a stake pool, and then started talking about Cardano and blockchain to other people. And that's how it was 2019, because then we went into COVID and I was stuck with Stephanie because we lived near each other. And so she couldn't get me to stop talking about blockchain, to the point that she actually got curious, either out of boredom or out of my persistence. And then she decided to help me explain what I was trying to explain to her in a much more efficient and relatable way to normal people. And that's kind of how Lido Nation was born. I was just doing something with blockchain, trying to teach somebody else, one person, not a whole class, not a whole school, not a president, not anybody important, just my friend. And out of that became Lido Nation, right? We had the idea that I could write something that didn't make sense. She would ask me 50 questions. We'll go back and forth for 2 weeks. And then we will have an article that normal people can understand. And then we will put that out there. Today we have over 160 articles. Most of our articles exist in English and Kiswahili, and some of them also exist in Spanish, Espanol. Once we got through the article thing and we had our groove and we were working with that, Cardano also introduced something new, Project Catalyst. I didn't know what it was, but there was something to do. And so, like maybe most of you on this call, I just started showing up to the different Catalyst events, and just listening, and then eventually participating in different ways that made sense and that was convenient for me. And then I was getting ready to propose my first proposal, but I wanted to, I was afraid of looking bad or not having a good proposal or totally failing. And I wanted to see what people have done in the past and what successes they had. And I was really struggling with that. And so because I have some software skills, I went ahead and just got all the data and put them into a very basic, ugly website, but it got the job done of searching and finding what people's done in the past. And other people liked it, right? And so that's how the Catalyst Explorer was born. Since we launched the Catalyst Explorer, we have been able to influence the behavior of Project Catalyst, not once, but at least 3 times. If you are familiar with the Cardano Project Catalyst, which is how if you are building something for Cardano, you can get some finances and other types of support. Well, when you are awarded the money, you don't get all of it up front. You get them every month. And all you had to do to get the money was to prove that you're still doing the work. Well, this program got very popular. It had a lot of proposals that were funded, about 2,000-3,000 at the time. And there was only a team of like 8 people managing all of it. The auditing, all of the whole processes. And so it became very hard for that small team to verify that you were actually doing the work. So what would happen if you just wrote an emoji, even as long as you submitted a report of any kind, you still got the money. So when Lido started showing those monthly reports in a more easy and searchable way, and people started seeing that's what was happening, suddenly we start seeing a lot more real report, real work. There was a whole Twitter drama about it and all that. And so we've been able to make Catalyst better over time, not intentionally, but just, you know, being in Catalyst, trying to solve our own need. And then if someone else give us idea on how to improve the tool, we will implement it. And over time, we've gotten to the point to where now Project Catalyst is no longer this opaque thing that you don't know what's happening anymore. We have accountability, it's growing up. It's easy to know who's working on what and if they're delivering and not delivering. Right. And so through Project Catalyst, we got some proposals funded. Our favorite proposal was the one that gave us some money to establish a blockchain lab here in Kenya, Nairobi, in Gunro, actually on Gunro. And that proposal came from the fact that throughout my career, I've always enjoyed mentoring. I've always had one or two people that I would mentor who's trying to get into the field. I would meet with you once or twice a week, give you assignments. And then I worked in a company that trusted me enough and was generous enough to allow you, if I was mentoring you, allow you to help me with the work. And also I had a period when I was just freelancing too. So in that case, you could definitely help me with the work. But then what that did for people is give them what I didn't have when I was learning about blockchain. I didn't have someone to say, oh, hey, these are the things you should know. This is what you should go look at. Oh, go check out this YouTube video I just saw. Follow this person on Twitter. I didn't have any mentor. I just sort of had to figure it out on my own. So because I enjoyed that so much and I was getting busy with the Catalyst and Cardano and my regular job and family, that proposal was really cool because it let us establish this blockchain lab. It let me leave the fiat world part-time for about 6 months to get the lab established. And then it allowed me to do even more mentoring work, which I really enjoy. Now that lab is partially self-funded with 12 full-time team members they don't have contracts, but they do have salaries that's been paid for the last 16 months on time every month without fail. Salaries ranging from anywhere from 4 times the average rent to 12 times the rent that most people pay here in Nairobi. So it's been a really good success. And now there are other people on the team who's also mentoring. We've built a lot of cool stuff. One person, I think, just left to work with a big company here in Kenya, in Nairobi, which is super cool. And it's even more cool because some of these team members, they were on a very different path. You know, a lot of them came through Friends of Gongro Children Foundation. So these are kids that were in like not great situation, maybe couldn't afford school fees, sometimes worse than that. And the foundation paired them up with sponsors to get them through school. And now that they're through school, if you've graduated in Kenya, you know how hard it is to find a job in your field, right? So to graduate through school and then be able to find an opportunity in the blockchain space is just, I'm excited. It's amazing. Yeah, so that's kind of where we are today. So we iterate on the Catalyst Explorer. We have a bunch of stuff coming up for Fund 12. We have the blockchain lab here in Nairobi. And we now provide consulting services if you need help building software that talks to the blockchain or live on the blockchain, things like that. And I'm mostly full-time. Not quite yet, but mostly 80%. I still consult couple times a week. But you know, as you're listening to what I'm saying, I hope you're getting the pattern and the trend, right? Like I didn't go and listen to a guru and like chart some brilliant future, right? I sort of looked at what I was good at, and then I looked around me to see what help I can get to be more good or do more with what I'm able to do, what I'm good at. And luckily, you know, within the blockchain space, for the first time, with the right marketing and the right face, I should say, anybody can print money, right? Like every blockchain has their own money. And depending on what chain you're on, you can actually exchange this money for quote unquote real fiat currency. I pay my team members in shillings, but most of the income that comes into the company doesn't come in any country's currency. It usually comes in as ADA, but they get paid in shillings. So for the first time ever, you can actually invest or grow wealth in a space without having to go spend your own money. So most blockchain have some kind of treasury. Cardano as a community is more unique in the sense that the treasury was designed to be perpetual and self replenishing. But most blockchain have some amount of money set aside for people who are interested in lending their talents or their time or their skills to that community and that vision. So, you know, if we're thinking about the future of blockchain in Africa, you know, I don't think it's about the technology. I don't think it's about any particular blockchain. I think it's about you, it's about me, it's about each person, right? What are you good at? And then how can you get this blockchain to help you do more with what you're good at? You know, for me, it was mentoring. I don't think I've seen a lot of mentoring proposals come through Catalyst. I maybe have seen one other. So I don't know if I wasn't someone who mentored people for over 10 years. I don't know if I will be able to think to write a mentoring proposal in Project Catalyst, right? In Cardano, with the Cardano Catalyst treasury, it has gotten to it's been refined enough to be open-minded and to support a wide range of different ideas. So usually when people think blockchain, they think, oh, technical, you got to go build some tech, some fintech thing. You got to go, you know, force people to change everything they're doing and come use this new super cool tool, right? But I don't know. I'll encourage you to, you know, step one, just show up into the blockchain space. I know there's a Cardano ambassador who's been trying to start meetups here in Kenya. And I always get excited when I see pictures from the WADA group in Ghana. I haven't seen the Cameroon people in a while. I see you there, Megan. I'm not sure if you're still in Cameroon. But I still see the Boaz and his crew, Goma. Lido actually has a team member in Goma. I still see the folks in Ghana. Like if they were hiding, so there are places already where people are having this conversation. There are centers in Africa where the technology is not too strange, that you can just show up and start talking to people and start getting to know each other. I think also part of why I've been able to sort of benefit from new technology like blockchain and even AI and cloud computing when it became a thing, is also for over 10 years, I used to go to a meetup at 7 in the morning. It's called 1 Million Cup. Is a meetup of founders and entrepreneurs just presenting some idea they have, maybe it's already established, and then we would give them feedback, talk about it. Like these kinds of discussions is what's going to suss out of you your own idea, I will encourage you to try and do things even if it is for selfish reasons. Like I said, Catalyst was not out of the goodness of my heart. Catalyst Explorer, it was for my own need. I was not thinking about you, sorry. I was not thinking about Cardano. I was thinking about me. If you're in the Kenya area, if you're familiar with Kenya, there is a project that's over 15 years old now, led by the Kenyan government, Honza Technopolis. Have anybody heard about this thing? I think, have anybody seen it? Right? This was a big, great, grand plan for the future, right? That the government was going to build. It was going to be a nirvana. People were going to come and live in Silicon Valley of Nairobi, of Kenya, and innovation was going to run rampant all over the place. The last thing I've heard from Konza was 8 years ago or something, 6 years ago. They finished one building. This is supposed to be an entire city, a high-tech city. They finished one building like 10 years later. Meanwhile, if you're also in the Nairobi area or Kenya area, you might be familiar with iHub. iHub is a co-working space. They connect you to angel investors and seed investors. In 2021, over about 5 African-grown unicorns, company that reached $1 billion revenue in a year, came out of the East Africa area and directly tied to iHub, right? iHub is not I don't think they're a nonprofit. I have to double check, but it's not some government grand vision. It's not some guru grand vision. It was just a bunch of people who wanted a space for entrepreneurs to meet each other. And it turned into a co-working space. It's turned into other things. Over 400 African startups now trace their roots to iHub, which is crazy. If you're in East Africa, or anywhere where they have mobile money, maybe you know of M-Pesa, maybe you call it something else where you were. That mobile money, the inception of it was not from a good place. It was a way to squeeze market women who had predatory micro loans to have no excuse not to pay that bill. And look where it's turned now, right? So, you don't have to have crypto. People tend to want to save the planet, right? They tend to want to change everything and disrupt industries. You don't have to do that. At least that doesn't have to be your goal, right? Just start with something it can be selfish. It can even be not great. You never know what will happen along the way, right? I guarantee you anything you start will not, 5, 10 years later would not look anything like what you started with from the beginning. Usually. I'm not very old, but that's been my experience. Maybe some of the people who are older than myself, can correct me or affirm what I'm saying. So anyways, to circle back to the whole topic of, the future of blockchain in Africa, I think you're looking at it, I think you're looking at the future of blockchain in Africa. It's you, it's me, it's you going out and doing something today, tomorrow, anything. And there are lots of places to go for help. Spaces like this, spaces like iHub, every blockchain has a grant program. So if you're not on Cardano, you're on a different blockchain, look into the grant program or the foundation on how you can get support financially and other kinds of support. You don't have to limit yourself to one blockchain. You can get grants or help from multiple if it contributes to what it is you're trying to do. Yeah, so I like to stop talking now. And maybe we can hear from other people on how they are thinking about this whole blockchain thing and what they're doing, maybe. Or if you have any questions, of course, I'm happy to answer them. But let's hear from other futures of blockchain in Africa. Megan, stop hiding. Thank you for listening to my tech talk. I'll pass the mic back to the host.
Okay, Darlington, thank you very much. That was very insightful. As we were talking, I was taking a lot of notes. The future of blockchain in Africa is by empowering ourselves, educating ourselves, and taking the bull by the horn by taking initiatives. Thank you very much. There's something that I wanted to ask you. How do we increase the interest of Africans to start engaging in programming or start learning smart contract? Because it seems like most years we are lacking developers when it comes to blockchain and development.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of personalized education. I think the bulk approach doesn't really work. I think, well, it's not as effective. And I know the personalized approach is slower, but I feel like it creates more passionate people that might have bigger impact. For me, with someone who's been mentoring for a while now, that one-on-one approach of just finding somebody and getting them excited, like one-on-one. If we each sort of commit to mentoring people in whatever we do, if you're writing smart contract, I'm sure there is someone you can find in your community that would love to learn smart contract from you. Maybe not on your own, maybe not in general, but someone who admire you or look up to you, that want to learn that from you. I will do it that way. Yeah. So anyways.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. If today is the first time of joining the Catalyst African Town Hall, we do this bi-weekly. And today we're having Darlington from Lido Nation. Okay, it don't gis. Please, your hand is up. I don't know if I pronounce the name right, but forgive me. Unmute yourself, please. I don't gis it. Please, can you pronounce your name for us?
Yeah, okay, it's Idong Exit ID.
Okay,
Like,
what's the meaning? Sorry.
The English meaning is more like comforter.
Comforter. Oh, okay. What language is that?
Yeah, that's English meaning. So
No,
it's,
I mean, what language is your name? What tribe?
it's a language from Nigeria,
Nigeria.
the
Okay.
South. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you, Darlington. So my name is Idon Sit. I'm from Nigeria. So thank you so much for this section. It was really inspiring and more like an exciting um moment with you. So I want to ask, we here in Africa, especially here in Nigeria, everybody, like let's say out of 100% of the people that know about the blockchain, everybody still have the mentality that it's just about finance, money inflow and money outflow. So, and it has been a major problem because, and when they come in and maybe face one obstacle or the other, they feel like the space is more like a scam scene. So I want to get from your own opinion, Darlington, which other aspects do you think or do you feel blockchain can be really impactful, especially to the local environment? Because this is something we are trying to bring it to um to places that they have not heard of it before. And it's always very difficult before you try to get people attention to what they are not used to. Everybody is so used to the traditional method or system of doing things. But me personally, I know that the future of blockchain is to bring solutions to what the issues we have been facing in the traditional environment. So how do you, from your own opinion, which other aspect do you think can be the use cases of blockchain can be applied outside finance, whereby if you are explaining to somebody or you're trying to tell somebody about it, the person will be excited at first sight?
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, if you already understand the technology, I think we get it. We know like how powerful the tool is. Unpopular opinion, I don't think you're going to get other people to get it who is not technical or in the space or come to it on their own. The technology is so young, right? I mean, this is like trying to explain social media in 2001. Like, how would you, I'm not sure how old you are, but like I couldn't even explain social media in 2001, right? So unfortunately, there's a lot of work to be done. The big change in society tends to happen to the normal people, tends to happen only after there is decades of abstraction. Before we had the first www website, computers could talk to each other for at least 10 years before the first website showed up, right? The internet existed, right? Before we got the web. So was still the people who are here today are still building the abstraction and the plumbing for people to actually be able to say, okay, we're going to move this entire school system to the blockchain. We're going to move the entire hospital system to the blockchain, right? These kinds of things. Okay, we're going to start doing our voting on the blockchain. And then even like countries that are pursuing, smarter cities, all of these automations, some of these automation that big companies and countries are pursuing are gonna be aided a lot by blockchain technology once we have enough abstraction that people who don't understand, like by abstraction I mean higher level like version of the thing that people who are not as technical can understand and implement, right? I can tell you the last time I've been writing software for 15 years. I cannot tell you the last time I actually wrote an algorithm that does something crazy at the low level. Most of the time, I use a library, I use an algorithm that already exists, right? If there was something I was trying to do that I really couldn't find anything to do it for me, I could probably come up and like sit down and write the low level thing to do it. But I haven't had to do it in 15 years, right? So I think we're very way off to get people to understand this stuff. That's why I think whatever interests you, go build it, right? And in building it is how you're going to create more abstractions. You know, I was talking to Dan. I saw Dan in the call here before, and I was asking him, he was showing me a tool, and I was asking him, does this tool have an API? And his mind was just like, why would it have an API, right? Because people don't have this concept of if you build something and you have one interface for it, you can provide you can provide access to other people to put a different interface on the same thing, right? Whereas in the back end and the underneath part is common, but the part that people see is very different. Right. So yeah, sorry, probably not the answer you were looking for. But I said, go build something you care about and give it a few more years, maybe 5 years. The normal people will get it then.
Yeah, but it's not actually like everybody. I know it's something that we are just going to try over time. People like try to get used to it bit by bit. It's not just going to happen like that. I think that's the problem we have majorly in Africa. So sometimes I just think when we are approaching people, we should come from the entire aspect, not just say, okay, crypto. No, because we all know that crypto is just a part of the blockchain. When people approach, maybe let's say you approach a friend and you be like, oh, you can make some quick cash from this part of the blockchain. And that is what will definitely be in that person's mindset. In the building process, how we can bring some problems using the blockchain should actually be the main goal when discussing about the entire stuff about the blockchain.
Yeah, and this is the difference if you're trying to sell something to someone that you didn't make versus if you built something, right? So we're all trying to sell crypto right now as opposed to learning it and building something and then sharing the thing we've built. Because I think if we all right now try to think of one idea of what we could build on blockchain, I don't think we will all say finance. I think people will have very different ideas, right? So imagine if you built that thing, then suddenly you have something to talk about with a lot of passion. It has nothing to do with finance. Right.
Yeah. Thank you. Obio, we saw your hand up before. Do you still want to share with us?
Good to
Yeah, I
see
just
you.
put it down because of the time. Yeah, Darlington, how you doing? Yeah, welcome. It's nice having you here. So, I just wanted to ask, okay, so what should we be expecting from Lido Nation in the like soon, right? You guys have at least I've been in this space for a year plus, and I can bet I've seen a lot of changes that is happening in Catalyst and Cardano as a result of the work that you do. And it's so nice to see you being very frank to let everyone know, see, I'm just solving my problem, and consequentially, it solve yours, and that's beautiful. But let's be frank, I was solving my problem, and I think that's very nice. So I want to know, so being that that's the motive and that's the way you operate, what should we be expecting from Lido Nation in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year?
I'm in Kenya. The reason why I'm here is because we want to register the company in Kenya, and maybe get some actual employees on the books, even get saddled up. I think that's an American expression, with some contracts even. So we want to expand that operation, right? Well, I'm still very interested and passionate about training the next generation of builders. So we're focusing heavily on that. And once we have the company established and things of that nature, I went into learning blockchain and teaching blockchain, not from the standpoint of, financial applications, but how you could integrate blockchain into normal business, primarily B2B, business to business software. So we want to try. It's not exciting. There's no token coming. There's no fancy dApp. Obviously, within the Cardano space, we're doing a new version of Catalyst Explorer. It will be open source, hopefully this year. We're also building a DREP campaign platform for Intersect. That's coming this year. So on the Cardano stuff, a lot of applications is coming. In the real world, is really establishing the software consultancy here in Nairobi, and trying to help businesses adopt blockchain and sell software services.
Okay, thank you. Abdul Basit, do you have something for us? Other than that, we would like to continue.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. And I want to say thank you to Darlington for this very insightful and inspired session. Like, I want to contribute. I just want to contribute from my own personal opinion for the question.
Abdul Basit, your line is breaking. Can you position yourself well, please?
Personally, that how can we like we are short of developer, most especially smart contract developer, that how can we go about increasing the interest pool to become developers? Like I would borrow. Can you hear from me now? Hello?
Yeah, I think I heard, if I heard you correctly.
Can you hear from me now?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear.
Okay. If I understood you correctly, you were asking about boosting the interest for more smart contract developers.
Actually, I want to contribute now, learning from what you've said, right? Initial mentors, like creating. So I just want to do that because most of people that are interested in blockchain these days are most fond of technical aspect of it. People are really not talking about what exactly the blockchain offer beyond finance and the technical aspect. So I believe to get people on board is by building stuffs that are connected to with blockchains. So that will really motivate people to come in and ask how far has this been done. So from there we get to explain to them that these are the procedure, these are the process. So I got to believe that from that very standing point, we can get people that will be interested in building stuff as well and learning the aspect of it. So I want to believe it's beyond finance, like you don't just have said, but people don't really know or aware of the fact that blockchain offer a lot of stuff. So, and that has been, I want to say, that has been from the perspective of people that are supposed to be technical specialists. It's very, very difficult to explain what blockchain is, like you said. Very, very difficult. I want to believe that we can explain what it is by building stuffs. Then after we build things, people ask about, okay, how this works, how can we do this more, stuff like that. So that is what I want to submit as. I really love this session and I appreciate you, Darlington. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for your comments. And to tie that back to Boaz's question, no, Ubio, sorry, Pole, question about, what's also coming for Lido over the next 6 months too. So we've been talking about decentralized identifiers and self-sovereign identity for a while now. Nobody seems to be able to solve the problem of trust registries and who do we trust to issue the thing. I say we should all be issuing debts. So Lido is going to be issuing a lot of debts over the next 6 months. You get a debt, let's all just issue debts, and let's just see what happens when we have 1 billion debts out there. Like, could we form some kind of decentralized organic registry from a crazy history of just debts flying around everybody's devices, right? Or could we come up with a different solution or even new problems once we start issuing a bunch of debts? So we're going to be issuing a bunch of debts. That's something you can do once you sort of learn about it and how it works and stuff like that. If you're having meetings, you can give people little check-ins. You can issue those as debts. If you do even this, why don't we have debts for this attendance? We should have debts for the Friday Catalyst attendance.
Sure, that would be nice. That would be nice. Okay, Darlington, thank you very much. We'll be looking forward for that so that our attendants can get some, great. Okay, so we'll continue with today's agenda. Yep, we have one of our projects that we are still running. The Cardano Summit 2025. And Madam Efia, if you are here, please, can you tell us where we are right now with the project?
Yeah, Darlington, thank you very much for this very insightful. I've actually learned a lot with this idea where this platform of where is blockchain Africa, the future of Africa and blockchain or whatever. Your explanation was really on point. You have to really find your niche in the space and then develop it. That's how I understood it. And you are right, if actually, because I'm going to start my project, Accra Resource Center, and I think that's what we are going to adapt. We are not actually, we are going to educate people and let them actually understand it. Unfortunately, blockchain came into Africa as money, and people were induced by that aspect. So it made it brought a should I say a negative connotation to Africa, and that is the issue. So from your perspective, I think it's really interesting, and we need to adapt it. Anyway, as Dan said, we are trying to get Cardano Summit 2025 to Africa. So we are lobbying Cardano Foundation and all the people involved to try to bring Cardano Summit 2025 to Africa. So we are doing a research into which country can actually host it. Currently, we've done we did a broad overview of some countries. Now we've narrowed it down to Kenya, Cameroon, Ghana, Nigeria, and South Africa. So we are going to do in-depth research into those countries in terms of their accessibility, hotel capacity for hosting about 3,000 to 5,000 people, security-wise, internet, whatever. We want to make sure that we get things right before we invite the Cardano Summit into Africa. So currently, as I said, we've narrowed it down to 5 countries. The next stage is to do an in-depth research into these countries, various countries, to see which one will really host Cardano 2025, and then Africa's name would be up there as well. So the other thing that we would want to do, I think, Danny, we should have, or maybe we have the records of the people attending Catalyst Africa Town Hall. What we want you people to do is to also sign that you want to see Cardano Summit 20. You have to give I said that you want to see Cardano Summit 2025 into Africa. So we'll urge all of you, maybe we'll send out the
petition link.
Petition, link, and then you people should sign that you want to see Cardano Summit 2025. And in our next update, I don't think in our next 2 updates, we might eventually tell you that that's what we've come up to. Currently, we have people doing research into these various countries. If you think you have any information and you want to help us, please, our lines are there, our platforms are there. Keeping any information that you think it will help us to bring Cardano Summit 2025 into Africa. Thank you. Thank you for attending and being patient for us.
Thank you very much, Madam Efia, for updating us on this project. Very interesting project, and we would like to see that the Cardano Foundation will accept this, then we'll host the summit in Africa. I know Darlington wants it to be in Kenya, but I want it to be in Ghana.
Okay, no, I love Ghana. I've only spent 1 night, no, 2 nights in Ghana. So I usually just fly through or stay overnight. But I love the city, so that would be an excuse to spend a whole week or 2 there. So
Sure. Thank you. So over the weekend, there was an activity that went on. The Unified team is a new Cardano initiatives that we are forming in Nigeria. They had their executive meeting. I will give the platform to Obio to introduce their new elected executives and what we should expect from them. Obio.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. We over here in Nigeria, we're trying to see how we can get the student community quite involved in the Cardano ecosystem. So we have the Unified Cardano Student Club, which is a Catalyst funded project. And basically, what we've done with this is we've created a space for students to actually take ownership of Cardano. We did this. We went to different zones and different regions, and we talked about Cardano. Nigeria is a very diverse country. If you do know Nigeria, I think it's the second most diverse country in the world in terms of language and in terms of tribes as well. So it was quite a big project, but at the end we've been able to get all the students together. And last week Saturday we had an election. The Catalyst African Town Hall team was there to support and also help with voting who the leaders is. So in this program, we'll be letting the leaders to come up and just introduce themselves. I think the person that emerged as the president for the club was Musa Ridwan. So I don't know if he's here. He can just say hi, and other of his team members, if they're also here, he can just introduce them as well. Musa, can you come up?
If you're talking, you have muted yourself. Your Excellency, Musa. Okay, I think Musa is having connectivity issue. We'll go ahead and come back. When he join, we come back to him.
Yeah. So basically that's it. And so most of the student executives are here. We played with the community to also Musa is here. We just wanted them to get to know the community and as well so that we can also get to know them. Yeah, Musa.
My name is Musa Ridwan Itopa from Nigeria. From Unified Cardano Student Club Nigeria, the national president of Unified Cardano Student Club. We recently had our election, and I was opportune and I'm honored to be the president of the team of the community. And I have my other executives here, and if they can just come up and maybe introduce themselves to the community. Thank you.
Yeah, but maybe because of time, I would like you to just
Yeah.
mention them and just maybe subsequently, as they keep coming around, we'll get to know who they are and all that. Maybe just introduce them, and so we'll just move.
Okay, thank you. Right away for now, we have Abdurrahman Abdulbasit Adegun as the Vice President, as the National Vice President of Kaduna Student Club Nigeria. And we have Adams Adaiza as the events planner of the National Student Club in Nigeria. I think currently these are the two portfolios available for the National Student Club in Nigeria that we have currently.
All right, thank you. Okay, Daniel, back to you.
Thank you very much, Obio, and your team. You are doing great stuff in Nigeria, and me being part of the committee, each of the executives, their portfolio, their manifesto was very great, and I hope they will be able to expand this initiative to other parts of the Africa universities. So, like we said earlier on, we are not only focused on the Cardano blockchain, we are also with the Singularity Net, and we come to give you an update on what is going on with Singularity Net and deep funding. And over to you again, Mr. Obio.
Okay, yeah. So just some updates for those that want to apply. I'll just go straight up. They will be having their funding round in the next. It ought to be on the 15th, but that's in 3 days' time. But it was shifted one more week due to some internal factors. Because currently all the tokens are currently merging, so that's it. So if you do have an idea, an AI related idea, bring it to the Catalyst African Town Hall on our Telegram group or anywhere so that we can start coaching you to apply for the project. It's coming up next on the 22nd. That's when they'll be launching it. And the Cardano native project, and they actually pay you with either ADA and all that. So this is one project to look out for. So yeah, that's it. And also to inform you guys, their tokens are currently merging. They are currently merging their tokens. Maybe on the next call, we'll give you guys more information about that.
Thank you very much. So all of you should look up to the date, 22nd of April, for the launch. And also, we want to take this opportunity to inform you about the Cardano Summit 2024, which is being hosted in Dubai. On our last meeting, we watched the video. So this is just to inform you, if today is the first time join us at the African Town Hall, or is the first time hearing of the Cardano Summit. Is one of the biggest events, blockchain event on the Cardano blockchain technology that they discuss the future and how we can collaborate, innovate, and move the blockchain forward. So look out for the Cardano Foundation website and read more on it. And if you're interested, you want to attend, you can also register to attend. Okay, and currently we are having there will be a launch, the Project Catalyst launch, which is on the 26th of April at Barcelona, Spain. So if you are also interested or you are around, you know someone that you want to take part, please register. Registration is free, but the seat is limited. So if you can attend, then please register to attend. And also last month, we had one of our biggest events in South Africa, our expansion, Catalyst African Town Hall expansion project. We had our first meeting in Uganda, physical, then we went to Nigeria. Then we had another one in DRC. Then the biggest one, we had it in South Africa. The next one will be in Ghana, and we announce the date to you very soon. We want to give the chance to Mr. Bernard, our community manager for South Africa, to tell us about the event. Bernard, if you are there, please, over to you.
Thank you, Daniel. Greetings to everybody. Is it possible I share just to show them the photo?
Yes. Let me make you co-host.
Is my screen visible
Yes.
to everybody?
Yes, please.
Okay. So on the 23rd of March, we held this Catalyst Africa Town Hall event. It was well attended. You can see people were very happy. It helped to grow our community in South Africa in such a way that we are going to be running this Cardano working group. And we've got lots of people joining like that. So the most, I can't say more except just to play one of the videos. These attendees were so eager to express themselves. I think, listen to them.
And today, I joined the event. I was African Catalyst Town Hall. Had a great time. Learned a lot about blockchain technology. It was great, and I hope there are many more to come in Johannesburg. I love like what they're doing in Africa. I'm Pan-Africanist, so anything that has to do with Africa is great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Bernard, and everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is Rashid Mwanga, and I just have been invited to this Cardano event, and it was very resourceful. I learned a lot because robotic AI is the future, blockchain. So I'm really looking forward to learn more and to the next event. Thank you.
They were very much inspired by Daniel's speech, and then they enjoyed themselves, as you can see. So in short, I would like to express my, great appreciation for Catalyst Africa Town Hall for choosing Johannesburg, because this helps us grow Cardano in a very meaningful way. Thank you so much. I really I can't express it in words. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you too. Thank you for thanking us, Mr. Bernard. Thank you. That was a very great event, and I'm happy that they really liked the speech I gave. Thank you very much, and we'll be hosting more of these programs in South Africa and the other parts of our of the continent. So thank you, Mr. Bernard. Okay. So we want to also take this opportunity to inform you that our website is up and live. So please, you can visit our website and read more about us, and then get to know the activities that we are doing, the project that we are running. And if you have any contribution to, you can contact us. So the URL is catalystafrica.org. Catalystafrica.org. Kindly visit our website and get to know more of us, what we do. Thank you very much. And our next meeting is on the 26th of April, the same day that we're having the Cardano, the Catalyst launch party in Barcelona. The same time we'll be having our event, but I'm sure the timing will be very different because of the time differences. So please make it a date. Make it a date and join our next meeting. Mr. Nzula, we see you. Thank you very much for showing up every time. And we are also be celebrating our second anniversary next month. So stay glued and you get to know more of us. Richmond and Boaz will be sharing our social media handles, our Telegram. You can also join and get to know more about us and get first-hand information on what is going on at the Catalyst African Town Hall. So officially, we have ended the Town Hall. Thank you for staying from the beginning till now. We appreciate you and your time, and we love you all. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much. Thank
And
you.
hope to see you next time. All of you. We want to see you there. Bye.
Thank you.